Welcome to Making and Grading Assessments using ELMs or Canvas's Assignments feature. My name is Sue Mazzola. My contact information is shimiak@umd.edu. And if you have any further questions or would like some help, please don't hesitate to email me and we can schedule an appointment to talk. So we're going to talk about, once again, where to find help in ELMs or Canvas, creating an assessment. In that could be an active learning activity, a quiz exam, a project, whatever you want to do for your class. So we're going to talk about making a category for your particular type of assessment, then creating that assessment and how you would grade it in the assessments when you use an assessment. So where can you find help quickly on ELMs? You go to this bar and you go down to help. And if you have a specific question, you want to search the Canvas guides. Then once you get into the Canvas guides, you'll see these. And you want to go to the Canvas guides. And the one that would be most relevant to a particular question would be the instructor guide. When you go into the instructor guide, there'll be all different categories should you have a question, how you can make groups in your class, how you can do grades, the file system, and to make your file system make sense in your ELMS Canvas site. In this case, we're learning how to do assignments. So you could click on assignments and would answer many questions you might have for doing an assignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the assignments. Now in the assignments, I created groups for my one particular class. I have things called online assignments. This is when I ran the class in real time. On Fridays, I would do a class and they'd have to do an activity that they would have to upload and or answer. Then I have homework assignments that they have to upload, 2 projects that they have to upload, and then my midterm and final. I created those so it would be in a grade book, but now I'm going to have to create a midterm and a final online. So how would I add an assignment to one of the groups? Well, to make the group, first I'd say add a group. So let's add a group called Test Assignments, okay? So I'm going to save that. So in Test Assignment, I want to create an actual assignment. So I'm going to go in here, and in here, I'm going to add an assignment. Now, if you look at this, you're going to see 25%, 5%. I actually created for my grade book what percentage of the grade comes from each of these categories. The way in which you do that is you go here and you get assignment group weights. If you want your grade book to give the correct grade at the very last column in your grade book. But that's another video for another time. But just wanted you to know when you're seeing that what that meant. So in this test assignment, I'm going to create my my example. And I can put in a due date right now, so I could make it due tomorrow at 12:35 in the afternoon, okay? And I can assign it 50 points or however many points that I want. Now it's actually time to create my assignment. So I go to More Options, and in the More Options, this is where I can put my assignment. So I could either have a file uploaded to ELMS already, or I could find a file in my own computer. If I have a file on ELMS that's already there, that's already existed, that has the assignment, I'd click here, I'd go to that assignment folder, so let's say Homework 1, and there's my Homework 1 document for my students. That has what my first homework is. Then I would go and I'd say, okay, what assignment group is this? What's the one that I just made? This test assignment group that I just made. I want it displayed as points. You have different ways that you can display the grade on it. I want it as points. I could either count it as my assessment toward the final grade or not, but this one I want to count because it's part of the class. Now, what's important is the submission type. If I want the students to work the problems out, either take a picture with their camera and upload it like that, the answers, or if they've got a printer where they can get a PDF of it, I can have them upload. And what I would say is I want them to upload, I want it to be online, and I want it to be a file. Then, and you can restrict what file type you'd like. If you'd only want it in PDFs or doc or whatever, you could do that. There are other features that you could look at, whether it's a group assignment, if you're going to do peer reviews, different things that you could do in here. This is just a straight assignment where I'm going to have them upload their assignment. So in here, I can make my due date. So I said I wanted to do at 12:35. I could make it available at a certain time. So I'm going to make it available today by 5 p.m. Okay, so they'll see it at 5 p.m. and they only have less than a day to do it or whatever. You can do however you want. You might not even want an availability. You might want it up from the beginning of the semester. It's up to you. Then you would save and publish it. If you save and publish it, then your students will see it. If you just save it, only you can see it. So therefore, I'm going to save it because I don't want my students seeing this because I might confuse them. So I'm going to hit save. But if I wanted my students to see it, I'd hit save and publish. Now, what will happen with that? Number one, on their home screen, if you make that your syllabus and where your things are due, you're now going to see due, this example problem. It will say due by the time that you have it due by, and your students can click right into that. They can download that file, and they can actually do the problem, do the homework set. Now, you won't see it, but there'll be an upload link here for your students, and they'll upload their file for you to grade. Now, what will it look like for you, and how would you grade it? When they turn in their project and it's ready for grading, you're going to see this in the grade book. Now, I'm going to look at project 1 because I actually have in my class students that turn in project 1 and it needs to be graded. So you'll have your grading guideline ready to grade your student. So how do you do that? Well, if you click onto that icon, hit this arrow, it will bring you to what's called the speed grader. With the speed grader, this is one way you can grade these assignments. In the speed grader, it will look like this. And when you want to grade it, you can actually put in comments, or you could upload an answer key. For me, I like to put in comments, so I can go, here. And I can make a comment, whatever the comment might be, and I might say, -1 point. I didn't like that, and this is the reason why, and I write it in there. So then they've now made 94 out of 95, so I have to keep track of that, which is fine. That's one way you can make comments and answer grade the student's test. And so you could go through the whole thing and grade it with your comments like this, and then give them a grade. So let's say that there was another thing in here, and I, made the comment, and I said, so now I'm ready to give the grade of, and I've got 94 out of a 95. And when I hit submit, 94 will come in their grade. So instead of seeing the notebook or the piece of paper, I'm going to see the grade of a 94. Now, of course, I don't want to do this because I'm not grading this for real right now. So I'm going to get rid of my comments on here. So I'm going to get rid of this. And yes, I want to get rid of that. And yes, I want to get rid of this. But that's how you would work. And you can go from one student to the other. That's one way you can grade it. The other way that this could be graded is you go into your assignments folder. Let's go into your assignments folder. So I'm going to go into project 1. And up here, you could download all the submissions on your computer, print them out, and actually hand grade them. And you could re-upload your answers or whatever. But if whatever it is that you're grading that you need to really see it well, you could just download the submissions. That's one way you could do that. So you could either use SpeedGrader or download these submissions. And then you'd have your grades in the grade book, and your student sees all your comments immediately. And that's a really nice feature of ELMs and for the students. So I hope this was helpful. And like I said, if you wanted more advanced features in here, you could always go to the help on Canvas. Thanks so much for watching.